And 95.7 The Game was on my radio. And I heard Mark Willard on there. And I'm thinking, what are they doing? Playing the best of Willard and Dibs? And he's talking Astros and Dodgers. And I was like, oh, this is his Fox Sports job. So
obviously,
obviously, the hardest working man in radio. He's working for 2 different companies.
Right.
At least.
Yeah. So obviously, this is. We want performers who can play multiple positions, and that's really all I was trying to do last night. So thank you very much, Ponte, for listening. I mainly just want to come in today and let both of you know that I'm very excited to be a part of the changeover because the changeover is something that I like to do in the 5th inning of every baseball game.
Right.
So even though the two of you are performing at a very high level right now, our data shows that both of you are about to have a steep fall off in your performance. So both me and Dibs are here to replace you.
It was a consideration.
Yeah. So,
Mark is dressed
happy Halloween.
as
If you don't
Gabe
know,
Happy
if you don't
Halloween.
know by the voice,
Happy
it's Gabe
Halloween to
Kapler.
all of you.
You look
Great
great.
costume.
Yeah.
So we got 2
You
coaches
do,
here.
so do you.
Yeah, we got
So do
Bill
you,
Walsh.
Coach.
I'm trying.
We have Bill
Bill?
Walsh, and we have Gabe Kapler. The Mount Rushmore of coaches in Bay Area sports.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same. Yeah.
Same accolades, same careers.
Coach, it's great to be in the room with you, but how many times have you won 107 games?
I don't even know if he had 107 wins in his entire career. No, he did.
Yeah, exactly.
But CMC, huh? Oh my God!
Wow,
Dude.
right?
Oh. I mean, I can't think. Like, I know Debo had some great, and I feel like I'm prisoner of the moment. Like, he had some great games. That's about as good of a singular performance as I can remember.
Well, it's only the 3rd time that anyone's done what he did. And, you're alongside Walter Payton
That's
and
crazy.
LaDainian Tomlinson, 2 of the maybe 5 or 6 best running backs in history.
Yeah.
And yet he throws one, he catches one, he runs one. And it's beyond that. It's what you guys were talking about earlier, just his ability to take a 3-yard gain and turn it into 11, take a 6 and turn it into 14. The footwork, the quickness in tight spaces, the football IQ of knowing where the hole is, how to hit it. And by the way, Coach, he throws a pretty nice ball, too.
He does.
He can spin it.
Again, we want people who can do multiple things. On the field. I promise not to do the whole show like this.
No, you can't help it. We were talking about it in the green room. It's like, if he looks in the mirror,
I know, he becomes him.
obviously he
Yes.
becomes Gabe Kapler.
I'll say this about my favorite thing in sports is when, by the way, you guys also, you can't even look at me,
No,
can you? You
no.
can't look at me. Anyway, my favorite thing in sports.
Are you wearing skinny jeans?
Yeah, absolutely. So
the only thing he's missing is the hand tattoo.
I was just gonna
I
say
ran,
that.
I ran out of time.
Yeah.
I tried. But anyway, no, my favorite thing in sports is when you know it's coming and you can't stop it anyway.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like LeBron James' career. It's
Yeah.
like, my gosh, the hype that just absolutely, the hype train is through the roof.
Yeah.
And he makes good on it. So that's kind of how I felt about C-Mac's game yesterday. Like, we talked all week, if there's not going to be any Debo, this has got to be the offense, and the Rams knew that. And it didn't matter.
I know.
He did everything that you could absolutely ask for. So, yeah, that was special.
And it was cool to see a second half where, and you guys mentioned it earlier, they actually put the nail in the coffin. And, D'Amico Ryans, I thought he was on his heels in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams, those 2 monster drives, it didn't seem like the Niners realized that Cooper Kupp was actually a threat.
Right.
And then going in the locker room, Niners are down, and I think the stat was that they're 7-30 under Shanahan.
Yep, that's correct.
When they
Yep.
trail at halftime. And so you're thinking, well, here we go. Shanahan doesn't make adjustments. The defense is on its heels. And then, whoa.
The first drive, too. They burn a timeout, come out,
Right.
get a delay of game and a
Yes.
sack. Like, are you kidding me? I mean, and you're 100%. How about McVay not being aggressive with a minute to go? McCaffrey drops the ball. I thought it was a fumble. They put 30 seconds back on the clock. He gets it. He's got a full timeout and 1 minute. And they decide to, not use any of the field. It
Yeah.
was very surprising.
Little surprising, yeah, absolutely. And, that's football, though, because the ball bounced their way. That very well could have been a fumble. I thought they made the right call.
You thought it was the right call?
I thought it was an incomplete
Okay.
pass.
I couldn't tell.
When you watch it in super slow-mo, it always is going to look like a fumble.
Yeah.
But in fast time, he didn't really get 2 feet and make a football move.
Yeah.
Incomplete. The other one where he coughed it up, literally coughed it up, and it goes right to Ray Ray.
And he's on his back.
Yeah.
Ray's on his back and it hits him in the belly.
That
And the
same
other one,
drive.
the Jimmy G pass,
Yeah,
where
on the same drive.
Yeah, same drive. So, it's football. Sometimes they go your way,
Yeah.
sometimes
Right.
they don't. But that second half, straight up domination.
It's awesome.
It's got you thinking Super Bowl again, just like that,
Not
right?
yet. Not yet.
No, but it's back in the
Yes,
conversation.
yes.
Whereas after
Operation
last
Glendale?
week, it was,
Yeah.
oh,
Well,
God.
it's Operation 4 and 4. You had that right.
Yeah.
And
It's
again,
more of a TaskRabbit.
And exactly, Operation 4 and 4.
on a heater this football
that's been
season.
taken care of. And,
Yeah.
but it's not even just what they did. You look up and down
Yeah.
the conference. Tampa Bay 3-5, Green Bay 3-5. Even a team like the Giants falling to 6-2. I know that was the only thing that didn't go the Niners' way yesterday was Seattle getting to 5-3. But not you're 4-4, but you're 3-0 in the division.
Yes.
Boom.
Like they are in, they're in great shape.
No
they're,
doubt.
they're in great shape.
You are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMG FM and AC1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. Do not forget that you can also watch us every day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Just log on and search 95.7 The Game and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel while you are there. Willard and Dibs here for the changeover, and Jimmy Garoppolo. Really good in the second half, man. You got to give him his flowers.
Can we get to Jimmy in a second? I asked you guys last week, and you both were like, we're big Halloween guys. And he's Bill Walsh. What happened?
Well,
Were you?
I was the Riddler last night
Yeah,
on
he had a
Warriors
good
pre-
one.
post game.
I know, you didn't.
I was the Riddler.
I was the Riddler. I was my one
I
costume.
saw that.
You can all
I
see
saw
it.
that. But why isn't it here today?
I just woke up.
You could have gone
Lady
to
was
sleep
feeling
in
under
and
the
just
weather.
woke up and not
I was
even get
like,
changed.
man, it was business. It was a business
All
show
right.
today. I was
Business
just like, you know
decision,
what?
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
coming in as a radio host.
I'll throw a challenge flag then, Mark. How about that?
Wow.
How about that?
Bill
at you.
Walsh never had one of these.
Exactly.
Get
What I
that
said
outta
there.
here.
It was either wear the Riddler for 2 days in a row, which would people are like, oh, you wore that yesterday,
Yeah,
and
did
then ruin the family costume by wearing
No, you
the
can't do
Fred
that.
Flintstones.
Yeah,
so I was
you
just like,
can't
you know,
do
I'm not going to go out there and buy 3 Halloween costumes and wear 3 costumes in 2 days.
Bottom
So-
line, you chose TV over radio, which hurts.
Yep.
I take it as a personal affront.
I was going to
It is
come in.
it is a visual holiday.
Yeah, I agree with you. on
But the
that.
YouTube audience is
obviously.
exploding,
Yeah.
by the way.
Well,
and your Gabe Yapler has us coming up
It's,
near
listen,
1,000
no doubt.
again.
It's
No
a
doubt.
pre-game meeting in the dugout,
Yeah, I
and
did choose TV.
everybody's
I
got
did-
questions.
I did choose TV over radio. Fire me.
I was gonna be Chris Mullen. I was gonna be Chris Mullen. I had the shorts and the top, and I was gonna spike my hair, and I didn't want to disrespect the legend.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I don't know. I didn't. I was gonna do that, and then I was gonna come in as
So
Bonte.
you went with Bill Walsh instead?
Well, of course,
Oh,
two
yeah.
geniuses, two men just
I
cutting
mean,
it up.
They're
Yeah.
going to come in
You
as
know,
me.
I mean, come on.
What are you going to do? Wear a hoodie and some sweats?
Well, I was gonna wear the hat down and be like, "I told you, 4 and 4," but then I thought that would have been played out.
Yeah, you know what? I did tell you guys Operation 4-4.
Yeah.
And I told you guys to go get a home run running back. You know, and you get a home run and running back, and look how explosive this offense now look.
Plus
I'm
B.
pulling my Shasky.
I know.
Shasky always like, I was first. I told you so.
Sipping the trough
You know
first.
what?
I was gonna
Yeah.
wear Gucci. I couldn't afford
Right.
it.
Do you have
Yeah.
any bruises between your shoulder blades? You've been patting yourself on the back a lot today, Mayor Hill.
Well, you know what?
I heard
You
that.
know what?
I'm the mayor of San
He's double
Francisco.
jointed.
You know what? You know what? And I knew some clown was going to get on my nerves
Flexibility.
today because it was happening yesterday while I was watching the Warriors game, taking my notes, and I'm getting DMs and I'm getting little notifications. Ha ha, you fake Niner fan. How you like this win? And I'm like, fake Niner fan. Somebody's like, oh, you hate watching the Niners. I never.
You hate
I could watch
watch.
Boise State versus Hawaii.
Oh.
Sports is on. I'm happy.
Sports is
There ain't no
sports,
hating
yeah.
that. Sports is sports.
Yeah.
So this
Is
whole
that
thing
Timmy Chang?
I don't know.
Isn't
what
he the
that is.
coach?
Timmy Chang is the
wow.
coach.
Used to be Nick Rolovich. Shout out
Yeah.
Novato, California, but
Yeah.
wouldn't
He's
get
back
the
on
vax.
Twitter.
Yeah,
he wouldn't get the
whatever.
Did you see
vax.
that?
Didn't
Yeah,
watch
wouldn't get the vax and lost his Washington gig, right?
Washington State. Yep,
yeah.
yep, yep.
June Jones.
Pride of City
Yes.
College of San Francisco. Yeah.
And while we're patting people on the back, Mark, you did say that the Niners would not be 3-5 when.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, you
Guaranteed. I did something that I very rarely do, especially on a weekend.
Rip the Giants.
No, I texted Steiny. I texted Steiny at the end of the game. I said, never a doubt. And he did something he never does.
Responded?
He responded.
Whoa.
And he said, very impressive victory. And
So
then
he-
I texted again, and then that was it. He didn't respond again.
Did you
So
text him how McCaffrey got over 25 carries?
I did not. I did not.
25
Again, it was-
touches.
yeah.
75 touches.
Yeah.
25
28
touches.
to be in-
28 to be exact. 'cause
Actually,
I heard.
and
so I forget which midday show it was, whether it was you guys deciding Oh, you don't want to give them too many carries. You don't want to run. It's like, man, this is a game with a bye week ahead.
Hey,
force feed.
Can we bring up though a couple of touches that did not need to happen? If there was one thing that annoyed me about yesterday's game, when there's 3 minutes left and the Rams have already given up,
bro.
How about Jordan Mason?
Thank
how about
you.
TDP?
Yeah,
how about anybody? What are you doing?
That made no sense. And it was 3 into the middle of the defense.
Yeah,
I'm like, guys,
how are you not? If you're Kyle Shanahan,
100%.
how are you not triggered yet by injuries?
Dude.
Like I was like, oh my gosh, get him the hell out of the
I was
game.
thinking the same thing. Then I said, am I being too reactive here?
Yeah,
But like, I'm like, it's a 21-point game. Get him out.
It's all good. They played great. That was the best second half they've had in I don't know how long. And they came back and then afterward in the most beautiful thing that happened yesterday is that Kyle Shanahan had a post-game press conference and they go, "What's the injury report?" He goes, "There isn't one."
The best.
That second half is
the best thing.
He goes, "It's awkward to say, but we had no injuries." I couldn't believe it.
That second half since the Texans game last year with Trey Lance.
Well, and this one's better because that was the Texans.
Right.
This is the Rams.
Exactly.
This is on the road.
This was the one you needed too, because now you're back in control of the division. You're 3-0 in the division. You're 4-4, and you're feeling definitely heading into the bye much better than you would have.
But
otherwise.
I don't want to ignore what you tried to bring up there a little bit ago with Jimmy Garoppolo. So he runs out of the back of the end zone in Denver. And since then,
the pick eight. That's what the streets say.
Since then, okay, we got a 5.
I don't want to trigger anybody.
We got a 5-game stretch, and you know how I love data. Here's the data.
I can't get enough.
9 touchdowns, 3 picks, quarterback rating of 99 or higher in 4 of the 5 games, a completion percentage of 68. That's Jimmy Garoppolo over a 5-game stretch.
He's looked great.
And even in the 2 losses, didn't we all come in here and go, that's not really on Jimmy? That wasn't a Jimmy problem.
Exactly.
Chiefs loss, that was not a Jimmy thing. Atlanta loss, not a Jimmy thing.
But we can't. Okay, I hear you, but we do. We just take a step back. We do this thing where when they win, man, look at a winning record. When they lose, it's not on him. So you can't have it.
Just those weren't on him.
Wait.
When it's on him, I'm all about putting it on him. Those I agree with Mark. The Chiefs and the Falcons losses, those were not Jimmy losses.
But you needed the quarterback to play better.
Exactly.
And the quarterback didn't play
There's
better.
nuance in between the two.
They settled for field goals. You threw the pick at the goal line. You can't do that.
I want to be clear. I want to be clear the point I'm making. The point I'm making is not some larger point. We've done this for 3 years. Jimmy, are you in or are you out?
He's playing great right now.
You're getting good quarterback play.
I agree with that.
That's all the only point I'm trying to make.
Got good quarterback play this week.
Yeah.
Last week was mediocre quarterback play.
Yeah.
Atlanta was mediocre quarterback play.
No, but again, I'm giving
and that's
you,
fair. I don't want to. I'm not a Jimmy.
I'm giving
People
you
are already here to Jimmy. You're hating on Jimmy.
I'm giving you a 5-game stretch. I'm not here to tell you I haven't ever been that Jimmy's elite, that Jimmy's been great, Jimmy this, Jimmy that. You are getting this organization, as we know, only needs so much. We've said it for 5 years. Please just stop making the stupid killer mistake. And sure, there was the pick against Kansas City. I'm not saying the 5-game run has been perfect, but it's been good. It's been what this team needs him to be.
I agree with that.
That's my point.
I do think the larger thing, my big takeaway from yesterday, the comfort level of Jimmy having CMC underneath, you can't tell me he doesn't look different. That play where he looked left, McCaffrey was open early, but the play wasn't to him. He's looking, he goes left, and then circles back. It's his 3rd, 4th progression and throws it up to McCaffrey. It wasn't just a throw up. He saw McCaffrey sprinting past the linebacker. You just don't see that often from him.
And it was a chemistry play with a guy who had only been there for 10 days.
An off-script play. And that's what we're looking for.
Backyard football.
And let's not because of the way it looked, we're going to forget that there was no Debo.
Exactly.
There was no Juwan Jennings. That, I mean, he's Juwan Jennings.
He's better than McLeod. He's better than McLeod.
And he's his 3rd down guy.
Exactly.
He's his 3rd down guy.
What's that, 8 catches on the year?
No, come on.
But last year he was great.
Give me no use check before we know
it's 2 of their 3 receivers. 2 of their 3 top receivers were out. Point
and
being,
guys he trusts. I'm with you, Mark.
It was a
they
good
run
game.
a lot of 2 receiver sets, but I'm with you. I'm more concerned. I'm more impressed by what he did without Juszczyk, and you saw they had a ton of 13 personnel.
They
had
enough.
3 tight ends on the field. Me and Baldy, we hang out. A lot of 3 tight end sets, which I love. They had 4 tight ends up. Shanahan, it was not quite a masterclass, but the way he schemed it up, was terrific. And yeah, the play to Christian McCaffrey where he just
This is great.
he just decided he'd go out for a
It's
pass.
great.
And by the way, the athleticism of the catch, unbelievable.
Let me ask you guys. Like Bolden comes to mind, and there's a couple different plays. Last time any player on the Niners made a high-pointed catch in the end zone around defenders,
When Jimmy let it
couldn't
go,
believe it.
I thought it was over everybody's head.
right?
I thought it was over everybody's head. So
that little guy's got some hops.
Yeah.
And some great contortion of the body to get down because I thought he'd be out of bounds. I mean, he's sick.
Yeah.
Mark,
Yeah.
you're loving having a home run and running back, huh? You're loving it, huh?
Do you know what's weird? Are you under the impression that I was ever
No,
against
I'm not
Christian
coming at you
McCaffrey?
like that. No.
Okay.
I'm just no. I'm not doing that.
No.
All I'm saying is, how cool is it to have a home
It's
run hitting running
fantastic.
back?
It's not even. It's not. I don't even care if it's a running back.
You don't need to get defensive. I'm
No.
just saying it opens up everything.
Of course.
Having
Of course.
a guy who can take the ball out of the backfield, 3-yard catches. Like there was a play where he didn't get the ball. It was the second quarter. Their linebacker Ernest Jones, 53. He sees McCaffrey go out in the flat. He's like, oh no, 23 in the flat. Kittle's running down the seam. It's the first time I've seen Kittle run down the seam by himself where
With
nobody
no
paid
one.
him no
I
attention.
couldn't
That
believe
was
it.
like
And
the
it-
McCaffrey effect has already taken place.
And again, it was without Debo.
Yeah.
Like
And
what
without
you saw
Debo.
yesterday
Yeah.
should have actually even another level
Yes.
that they should be able to get to in
Exactly.
terms of how it's difficult for a defense to
But
game
you get
plan
it?
for them.
That doesn't happen with Jeff Wilson Jr.
No,
that
of
doesn't
course
happen
not.
with
No,
with
he's
Elijah
a
Mitchell.
totally better player.
I
It's just-
don't even know if it happens with anybody. Like because McCaffrey
Is a unique-
different.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
so unique.
But
That's
he's
a
in that
different thing.
category with the Saquons, with the Derrick Henrys, with the Nick Chubbs, the Kareem Hunts. Like the special running backs in this league, they do that. They
See-
get out to the flat, and those linebackers are like, I need to get out here to the
Yeah.
flat, or this running back can take it to the house 80 yards.
See, for
That's
this,
what McCaffrey
for this
brings to the
offense,
table.
I even think it's way more important
'Cause
than
Jimmy
someone like
checks down,
Derrick
yeah.
Henry. Derrick Henry doesn't do a whole lot in the passing game. Like that's kind of my point. You can give me any of these other elite
Right.
running backs in the game. Even a Nick Chubb, a Dalvin Cook, they get
Yeah.
a little bit involved in the passing
But not
game.
like this.
No, this is just a different player.
He's
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 the
a
Niners don't throw
different
their running
player.
backs until they
Yes.
had Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
They throw to Juice, but
Thank
Jeff
you.
Wilson Jr. doesn't
Yeah,
catch
it's
it.
different.
Tevin Coleman wouldn't
Yeah.
catch it. So this is a new dimension, not only for the Niners offense, but what it does to the middle of the field. You guys were mentioning earlier.
Right.
If McCaffrey goes out to the left side and the defense has to honor it, Kittle down the
And the
middle.
great
Yeah.
teams have that. The
Yeah.
great teams have that dynamic. Like the Cowboys have it with Tony Pollard. The Eagles have it with Miles
Pollard
Sanders.
isn't even on the
You
level
know?
of
But
McCaffrey.
But
But
I'm not saying that,
you're
but
right.
they have
But
that
yes,
threat
you're
in the
right.
backfield. Buffalo has a threat with Singletary and James Cook.
looks
Coming out in the
good.
backfield. That's what I'm saying.
You
You
know,
know,
when
I
you-
love
Cooks
James
looks
Cook.
good.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
James
He's going to be. He's going to
He
be a good
looks
player.
good. You know
That's going to be a good
I
player.
love
That's going to be a good player. But
Oh,
I mean,
man.
with this offense, with this particular quarterback, to understand the importance of okay, it's 3rd and 7,
Yeah.
and I can throw the ball to this guy who's only 2
Yep.
yards away from me,
Yep.
and he's going to make that first guy miss, and he's probably going to convert the 3rd down like that.
Refreshing.
That changes
When you have
everything.
it with Debo, and now you have another guy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Kittle's a guy who can get you that yak as well. So you think I can't even look at you.
I know, I keep looking, I'm
game
laughing.
cap
I
look.
really
I like
Dibs.
it.
I
It's good.
apologize,
It's a great
but
costume.
actually,
I gotta
I
look
don't.
good for
I
some
don't.
Great costume. You look like Cap.
Yeah.
You do.
You got the
Thank you.
jawline
And
and
the
everything.
glasses.
Listen, I've been working out. So
Do you eat candy, Cap?
Well, I will tonight. We do.
Oh, you didn't
know,
eat the cake that they got you, but you will eat the candy.
Well, that was a steak, and it was a little bit overcooked.
What about the ice
but,
cream?
Listen, all rules are out the
no.
window tonight. It is the off season, and
So
it is
the mouth
Halloween.
spits it out.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
That's right.
Okay, we did a little favorite candy. I know you like Mount Rushmore, but just if you were to narrow it down.
If I had to have one candy bar, it would be a Snickers. Keep
Okay.
it simple.
Okay.
Love peanut M&Ms.
Refrigerated?
Big fan of the Twix. Nah, I don't need it
You don't need it,
refrigerated.
okay.
Reese's peanut butter cup. That'd be my Rushmore.
yeah.
It'd be Twix,
Yeah.
Reese's. I do like the peanut M&Ms.
I'm
and
with
then,
you. Yellow package.
I go with the Snickers. Payday would be right there as well.
Ooh,
I like a
good
payday.
call.
Yeah.
But
How about
fortunately, my daughter's only 2 months old. We will do a little trick or treating. We got her
Nice.
costume.
Nice.
So she's ready to roll, but probably won't rack a lot of candy.
Obviously, the answer is Reese's.
Oh, nice.
it.
Everybody
End of-
loves
end of it.
Reese's.
My man, this is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No hard
Giants-
candy for anybody?
It's Giants colors. It's also Halloween colors.
Yeah.
Reese's is the correct answer on the board.
so good. It's so
It's gonna be a
good.
lot of that today, I would imagine.
So Steiny will be dressed up today?
I wouldn't imagine.
I
wouldn't
shouldn't
imagine.
read
I
this.
would
got
bet.
his-
I would bet.
He's got his old man costume.
1 out of 100. No way he does.
I saw something. I shouldn't read this, but we're here. Since you guys brought up
What's
the
that?
Steiny. Somebody on YouTube goes, maybe Guru should dress up as JD so he doesn't get yelled at today.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, damn.
That's pretty
Dibs,
good.
come on, man.
I don't even get that.
Well, Guru's not going to dress up, right? Because he
Well,
says he doesn't dress
The
up.
joke is that Steiny never
Wow.
yells at JD, but if
Oh,
Guru says
okay,
something,
okay.
he yells at Guru.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, I missed that one.
And I'm sure Ray Rattle will dress up as himself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Steiny and Ray are both coming as curmudgeons. Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible, the voice beard combo. Yeah, I've never dressed up as an adult. To me, Halloween is for the kids.
Well, of course.
But, Mark, I love it. You guys are in the spirit.
fun.
We have a costume contest going on right
yeah.
now.
We do.
Yeah.
I think you're the leader in the
I
clubhouse
think
right
so,
now. At
with
least
the beard.
we haven't seen the other side of the building, though.
We still need to get to the 6th inning where everything
Right.
changes.
Any panic with the Warriors?
None.
Absolutely.
None.
Yeah.
Absolutely none.
Yeah, well,
None.
I
You-
think
you
he
do?
asked me, Skip, but of course you won't panic until the playoffs where you'll fizzle out. But I'm absolutely, I don't know if it's panic, but I'm concerned because this team can't defend. I don't know if it's because they don't feel like defending or if if it's age or disinterest, but everybody is gashing them.
But like, it's obvious as to why, if you ask me. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of new players. There's a totally new rotation. To me, you view the guys themselves, and you can see the panic on their face. We talked about this when Draymond punched someone. The reason I thought it was a big deal wasn't because of my own moral code. It was because you could see it on their faces that there was actually a problem, that there was concern. I don't see any of that here. Like, I mean, losing to Charlotte and Detroit on back-to-back, days is obviously ridiculous. That's not what this team is. It's not what they're going to be. They've got to figure it out, and they had some things to figure out last year. I think every NBA season has that. Do you want to start out this way? Sure, no, of course not. But like, the idea after everything that this team has been through over the last 8 years, to think that they just won't figure it out. I mean, of course they'll figure it out. Of course they'll figure it out. They're tinkering. They've got young players in big spots. They've got everything they need.
If the playoffs started
they'll
today,
figure it out.
they'd be in a play-in game
Exactly.
playing OKC.
Can I give you guys?
And they'd lose.
Can I give you a diabolical thought that I've had?
Please.
All right. I actually think if we're talking about Steph Curry and his legacy and narratives, if the team struggles a little and he continues on his tear, don't you think he'll get a little more consideration for MVP? Because it feels like if they just came out balling, guns blazing,
It was a consideration.
and they were just killing everybody, no matter what his numbers would be, we'd be like, nah, we cannot allow him to be MVP. A little struggle isn't the worst thing for the MVP odds of Steph Curry.
We've decided that the MVP is whoever drags people to the playoffs.
Exactly.
Which it shouldn't be that.
No, I'm with
and
you.
I guess
You're right.
maybe but I mean, think about Jokic last year. I think he got votes because his two best teammates got hurt.
Exactly.
Think about Russell Westbrook the year after Kevin Durant left. It was like, oh my gosh, poor Russ. I mean, think about your vote now. How many people would want to go back and change that vote now, knowing that Russ is, he's a stat chaser.
It was a sympathy MVP award. It was a joke.
course it was. It like
They were
Derrick
6
Rose
seed.
And I
winning-
know.
No,
He
Derrick
averaged
Rose,
a
they were number one seed in
triple-double.
Chicago.
It was a
LeBron was so good.
It was a historic individual season.
Right.
That's why he got it.
Right, but it was also, in many cases, if you really watch those games, it was empty stats. Like, it wasn't winning basketball.
But it was historically empty.
Yes, but it wasn't winning. I don't know.
It was- it was-
I'm
it
into-
was a sympathy award.
I'm into winning basketball.
Right.
And he wasn't playing winning basketball.
Steph, 6 of the 7 games, he scored at least 30.
He looks great.
He looks amazing.
Right.
They have
Steph on
2
offense.
wins
Poole
against
looks good.
the 2 of the worst teams in basketball and a win over Miami. I'm not panicking, but this team is showing signs of not being as good as we all think.
Yeah.
And I know there's 75 games left to go, but how about you show up and actually get a stop,
It's October.
I know. It's October 31st, which is why you're in a costume.
Right.
Right.
I don't think. I don't think they care as much as the other teams yet.
They are
And
the
we-
hunted, and teams like for the Pistons and the Hornets, that's a finals game for them. Sellout crowd, packed. Steph's homecoming,
That was a
Draymond's
great
homecoming.
game. The Charlotte
Right.
game was great, and they kind of let it slip away. And then yesterday, though, is the one that's so troubling to me because Detroit's not very good.
And
They're on
they're
a
in control.
they're hitting 5-game losing streak for Detroit. They were hungry for a win.
Yeah.
The champs are coming to town. Day off. Let's get a dub.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all good. No
At what
panic
point
yet.
do we show concern, Skip?
25 games in.
Look, it's a long season, and as you know, if things aren't going well, we won't make changes at all. We will just continue to bang our heads against the wall. But we're going to let that process play out, and we'll hire some more assistants and see what happens.
Maybe they're missing Mike Brown. Underrated loss.
Did you buy that? I mean, I like we searched.
No, I don't buy anything.
They lost Alvin Gentry and kept coming.
They're fine. And, look,
And I'm not
they'll
dismissing those guys
defend.
as coaches.
They'll start to defend at a high level. Steve Kerr will figure out the rotations.
Yep.
He'll tighten up the rotations. He'll figure out the Wiseman, Kuminga, Moody dynamic. Jordan Poole's played at a high level. Klay Thompson will make some shots at some point. He'll make some shots. He hasn't made any shots yet. He'll make some shots.
At least we let Kuminga play yesterday. That was kind of a nice
It
break.
was. Before we go, the blowing of the kiss, Kelly Oubre.
Oh,
Mark,
yeah.
you weren't at the station. We were 95.7 the Oubre for what, an entire year that
Yeah,
year?
we had nothing else.
There was
Sounds
nothing.
fun.
It was 95.7 the Oubre.
Pandemic, baby.
And that guy, he just drives me nuts. Am I the only one?
Yeah,
he
I
blew
mean-
a kiss to the bench. I wanted
He
to go
did.
through the television and strangle him.
Yeah, but that's classically why Kelly's Kelly.
Yeah,
Classically
true.
why he's not on the team anymore. It's like you're blowing a kiss in October on a team. What's Charlotte's record now? They won the game.
Well,
Right,
Well,
so
they were
like-
feeling good because they had lost to Orlando the previous night and scored 30 points in the first
So
half.
that's, you
They
know,
come out in the first quarter, dropped 34
couldn't
to
miss.
Dubs. Couldn't miss.
Yeah.
Dennis Smith Jr., game of his life.
Unreal.
P.J. Washington, game of his
I
life.
like Washington, though.
I like Jalen McDaniels, too.
Yeah.
He's a nice player,
I
too.
like Washington.
If that's Kelly's big moment in his career, then, good for him. It happened on a Saturday night in the middle of football season when they got their third win of the year.
Yeah.
Like,
Hilarious.
whatever.
Every time I see Kelly Oubre, I think of Nick Friedel, though.
Yeah, no doubt. And then
Been
Kelly
thinking a
Oubre
lot
Jr.
about Nick Friedel this
Yeah,
week.
the
but
Friedel Kyrie was great.
What a great
Kelly Oubre
journalist.
Jr. coming off the bench in Charlotte when he wouldn't
was
come off the
the
bench when he go to
funniest.
St.
It was the
It
funniest.
was great.
Yeah.
But no, Kyrie, Nick
I'm not
Friedel,
talking to you, bro.
Yeah.
When he said that to him.
because of Nick ain't no punk, man.
No. And
That's
it's,
real journalism.
I mean, Kyrie, I think I put it in our show thread. He's like Diet Kanye. It's like you're trying to be Kanye. You're trying to follow the Kanye script of anti-Semitism and overall idiocy. I mean, what are you doing, Kyrie? And by the way, you're not Kanye. You're Diet Kanye, which is even worse.
Well,
Kanye light.
I think Kanye is doing it for just complete wayward self-promotion. I think Kyrie has just become a very, very different guy, and he is going to be sort of he's just going to be against whatever sort of coming at him in the public and media sort of a sphere. I mean, the bottom line is, if you only want to be asked about basketball, then you only get to do basketball. If you're going to do movies and you're going to do books and you're going to do all of this other stuff, and you're going to get the contracts you get, then you're going to face the media and you're going to get questions about that, and you should answer it.
Steve Nash wants out. You know that. Boy, what
They
a
all
bad
do.
job.
So's Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin Durant tried to
They
get
all
out.
try to get out.
All right, man. Willard and Dibs coming up. They're going to take you until high noon.
Kevin chose to be
Kyrie.
with Kyrie.
That's unbelievable.
It really is one of the worst decisions in
It's
sports history.
unbelievable. Unreal. All right, Brooklyn's a mess. Warriors right now can't play defense, but the Niners win. Operation 4-4 complete. They'll go into the bye week feeling good about themselves. Willard and Dibs coming up next until noon when they'll hand it off to Steiny and Goo. That's coming up on 95.7 The Game. Sponsored by Fremont Bank. Full service banking. No compromises.